So we have released a new version of Betangel. It's gone down very well. And I wanted to do a quick video to introduce you to those key features. To describe each one in detail would take hours. So rather than do that, I've done a quick video to skip you over the key features, and then over the coming weeks I can talk and show you some of the amendments and changes that we've made in more detail. Anyway, let's learn about the next version of Betangel. So we've released a new version of Betangel. It's Betangel version 1.50, and in fact it's 1.50.1 now, because when we released it to the forum as a beta, people came up with a couple of additional suggestions and we thought, well, yeah, let's put those in there as well. So yeah, Betangel version 1.50 adds in a whole range of new things. We've tweaked a few things, modified a couple of others, expanded the scope of it, the flexibility, but we've also created a brand new feature, which I'll talk about towards the end of this particular video. But the important thing to remember with Betangel is this is just one of a whole raft of improvements that we keep making to the product. We invest huge amounts of money back into the development program, and that's designed to give you new features that you can use for certain strategies, but also to increase the flexibility and scope of the software as well. And the reason that we do that is because we feel that's important. In a competitive market, you need to maintain your edge, and you need to be able to do new things that other people can't do in order to be able to trade effectively. But also, you need to be able to take advantage of new technologies and changes that Betfair makes. So we're constantly looking at ways of improving the product, whether that's hidden deep within the product in terms of the way that it works, or whether it's more visible in terms of brand new features, or just increasing the scope, scale and flexibility of what you do with Betangel. But anyhow, let me talk about the new version of Betangel. So we've made some changes to the one-click screen. Lots of people use the one-click screen as a way of information gathering or acting on things really quickly. So we've actually changed the flexibility that you can have within the one-click screen. So there are a whole range of added things that you can add to the custom columns now. You can actually add in highest traded price, lowest traded price, jockey, name, trainer, all of that sort of information is available for you now on the one-click screen, but in a customizable format, so you can decide whether you want to add it or not. But you can also now do a number of clever little things, such as you can right-click to get the ladder preset stakes within the one-click screen. You can also resize the columns, the width and the height and the span of them, and you can default that particular functionality within the custom columns as well. So we've increased significantly the flexibility, the amount of information that you can display on there, and also the way that you can display it. So it makes it incredibly powerful. Either if you use it as something to place a particular bet or trade through the market, or whether you want to use it for information, it becomes really, really powerful when we start adding in all of those additional features. Now, the custom columns have always been something that have been very popular simply because of the huge amount of flexibility that they create. You can create a trade within a column and then it just takes one click to activate that particular trade. But we've done something really clever here, which is they can also display stored values, which is what we'll come on to in a minute. But yeah, very flexible. We've increased the ability to change the information that you see, change the way that it's displayed, and we've added in extra functionality. Just in time for the World Cup, we have now added in full support for goal lines and Asian handicaps. Now, we have had support for Asian handicaps before, but Betfair have recently completely redesigned and changed all of the way that the Asian handicap markets work. So we've upgraded Betangel to take advantage of that in time for the World Cup. But also Betfair have introduced goal line markets, which have quite significantly changed some of the liquidity that you see in a number of the markets. And these are markets that you may be really interested in betting on during the World Cup. So we've added functionality for that too. We've also added and increased the flexibility of Betangel by introducing the ability to have a what if function within Betangel. You can add or remove that on the manual betting or the one-click betting screens, but it just makes it really easy for you to see, if you place a position in the market, exactly what impact that's likely to have on the market overall, and you can decide whether you want to calculate that net of commission as well. Because of the increased availability of information now available on the customizable one-click screens, what we've actually done as well is we've increased the number of columns that you can use up to 100. And you may wonder why you want 100, but you'll be surprised what people have been doing with the one-click screen. Have a think about it. But basically you can now have up to 100 columns and they could be custom columns if you wish on the one-click or manual betting screen. So on the ladder screen, we've increased the capacity of the software to allow you to have up to 18 ladders displayed at any one particular point. And if you use the market overview screen, we've made that a little bit more configurable as well. So if you want to change the background to black from white or whatever you want to do, very easy to be able to do that with this latest version. We've also made the stop loss slightly more configurable as well. Several people have requested with us that we allow certain things, so we figured out that probably the best thing to do is to actually let you decide how you want to configure that yourself. So the stop loss function within Betangel is now highly configurable, so you can get it to do whatever you want and to place the stop loss based upon a number of different criteria. On the administration side of using Betangel, we've changed the process that you can use when you register a serial number. If you buy Betangel in small chunks, it can be a bit of a pain to have to keep entering the serial number, or you may have lost or forgotten it. What we've done in the latest version is if you register your email with us and link it to your account, Betangel can automatically look up any unused serial numbers and register them for you. So one of the big changes that we've made here is to do with the automation. We've introduced a thing called stored values. So if you're from a coding background or familiar with the term, it's a variable that's local to the automation file that you're running. The advantage of stored values is that you can actually pass information within an automation routine or between markets. So they're very, very flexible. They basically move automation up a level in terms of the range and flexibility that you have when you're creating automated routines, either fully automated through the advanced automation or with a servant. It's difficult to summarize something like stored values on a video. You really need to sort of get to use them to understand what you can do with it. But basically the idea is that you can actually put something from the market within a box effectively, and then you can get Betangel to refer to that box and pull that information out. But you can also modify the content of the box based upon information that's within the market. So for example, say you were trading match odds within a particular market, you can put match odds in the box, and then when you're in the under 2.5 goal market, you can actually look at that and get Betangel to place something in one market based upon the value that you see in another market. But also, you could actually use it to put in information within there. So you could say, well, what is the highest traded price? Let's park that. Something's happened in the market, let's modify that behavior, and then let's trigger an action based upon what we see in that particular value. And it's also incremental. You can have multiple stored values and they can all interact with each other. So the main benefit here is that you can actually store information out of something that you've done within the market or a value contained within the market and then act upon it. It makes automation just incredibly flexible and massively increases the scope of what you can get automation to do. So you can use stored values within automation, you can use them within servants, but you can actually share those stored values across each of them. So maybe you have something that starts as a little bit of automation, but then hands over control to a servant or vice versa. The advantage of being able to do this is that you can actually pass values and instructions between different bits of automation. It really does radically improve the scope and flexibility of what you can do within automation, whether you're semi-automating or whether you're actually fully automating some of your capability. But also, one of the advantages of this, and it goes in line with some of the changes that I talked about a little bit earlier on this video, you can actually create values within Betangel and then display them on the one-click screen via a custom column. Makes it incredibly flexible. You can actually put up values that you've gathered or Betangel has analysed for you, and then it can display that information for you in the one-click screen. So all of the information is not only in front of you, but Betangel is working really hard to calculate and highlight opportunities to you. It will massively improve your trading if you learn how to use automation servants and stored values. So I hope that you like some of the changes that we've made. Like I've said, we are going to continue to make new features and increase the scope and flexibility of the product as we move forward. I realise that there's lots of stuff that we do that sometimes you may not be able to make full use of it, but they all go in there for a reason. So make sure that you have a play and you make full use of it, because that's what will help you get an edge within the market. So obviously the big thing here is the stored values, which create huge amounts of flexibility for you in terms of gathering, displaying or acting upon information within the market. but we've also introduced a range of other tweaks, refinements, and additional features. So yeah, that's BetAngel version 1.50. I hope you enjoy it.